Welcome to Motive Mystery, where the wisdom of the ages meets the challenges of today. In today's video, we delve into the life and philosophy of Simone de Beauvoir, a trailblazing existentialist thinker and feminist icon. Born in Paris in 1908, Beauvoir challenged conventional norms with her incisive writings and unapologetic pursuit of intellectual freedom. Her seminal work, The Second Sex, revolutionized the discourse on gender and society, cementing her legacy as a vanguard of feminist thought. Beauvoir's profound insights into ethics, existentialism, and the human condition resonated across borders, influencing generations. Join us as we explore 30 of her most profound quotes, reflecting the depth and breadth of her influential life and work. I am too intelligent, too demanding, and too resourceful for anyone to be able to take charge of me entirely. No one knows me or loves me completely. I have only myself. Simone de Beauvoir, a prominent French existentialist philosopher and feminist, deeply explored themes of freedom, self-reliance, and individuality. This quote underlines de Beauvoir's belief in the importance of being one's own person, free from external influence or societal expectations. In an era where individuality and self-expression are increasingly valued, this quote resonates, encouraging us to find strength in our unique identity and self-reliance. I am awfully greedy. I want everything from life. I want to be a woman and to be a man, to have many friends and to have loneliness, to work much and write good books, to travel and enjoy myself, to be selfish and to be unselfish. You see, it is difficult to get all which I want. And then when I do not succeed, I get mad with anger. Simone de Beauvoir's multifaceted desires reflect her deep engagement with the complexities of human existence and the struggle to fulfill diverse aspirations. This quote embodies the universal human conflict between desires and realities, urging us to embrace the totality of our experiences, both the fulfilled and the unfulfilled. In a world where people often feel pressured to conform, this quote inspires us to acknowledge and pursue our multifaceted desires, even in the face of challenges and contradictions. She was ready to deny the existence of space and time rather than admit that love might not be eternal. De Beauvoir often explored the depths of human emotions, particularly love, highlighting its profound impact on our perception of reality. This quote reflects on the transformative power of love, suggesting that it can alter our understanding of fundamental concepts like time and space. In our contemporary world, this quote resonates by showing how love's intensity can challenge and even reshape our grasp of reality. I am incapable of conceiving infinity, and yet I do not accept finity. I want this adventure that is the context of my life to go on without end. De Beauvoir's thoughts often grappled with existential themes, reflecting her struggle with the concepts of infinity and finiteness. This quote speaks to the human desire for a life of continuous exploration and growth, defying the limitations of finite existence. It encourages us to embrace the adventure of life, seeking meaning and expansion beyond the confines of our perceived limits. One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others. This sentiment encapsulates de Beauvoir's belief in the interconnectedness of human lives and the importance of empathy. The essence of this quote lies in the idea that recognizing and valuing the lives of others enriches our own existence. In today's interconnected world, this quote highlights the need for compassion and understanding in our interactions, fostering a sense of global community. One is not born, but rather becomes a woman. Simone de Beauvoir famously challenged traditional gender roles, emphasizing that gender identity is a result of socialization rather than innate. This quote is central to understanding the concept of gender as a societal construct and the process of becoming, rather than being inherently ascribed. In today's context, this quote continues to inspire discussions and reflections on gender identity, challenging fixed notions and advocating for personal and societal evolution. When I was a child, when I was an adolescent, books saved me from despair, that convinced me that culture was the highest of values. This quote reveals de Beauvoir's deep appreciation for literature and its transformative power in her formative years. It highlights the role of culture and books in shaping our understanding of the world and providing solace during challenging times. In our current era, where digital media dominates, this quote serves as a reminder of the enduring value and impact of reading and cultural engagement. In itself, homosexuality is as limiting as heterosexuality. The ideal should be to be capable of loving a woman or a man, either a human being, without feeling fear, restraint, or obligation. De Beauvoir's perspective on sexuality challenged the norms of her time, advocating for a more fluid and inclusive understanding of love and attraction. This quote reflects the idea that love and sexual orientation should not be confined by societal labels, but rather embraced as expressions of human connection. Today, this quote resonates with the ongoing conversation about sexual identity and freedom, encouraging openness and acceptance in personal relationships. That's what I consider true generosity. You give your all, and yet you always feel as if it costs you nothing. De Beauvoir viewed generosity not just as a physical act of giving, but as an attitude of selflessness and benevolence. This quote embodies the philosophy that true generosity is about giving without expecting anything in return, finding joy in the act itself. In a world often driven by transactional relationships, this quote inspires a shift towards more authentic and altruistic interactions. Her wings are cut, and then she is blamed for not knowing how to fly. This quote reflects Simone de Beauvoir's critique of societal constraints imposed on women, limiting their potential. It symbolizes the struggle of women who are hindered by societal expectations and then unfairly criticized for their supposed shortcomings. In today's context, this quote remains relevant, emphasizing the need for societal change to empower women to realize their full potential. A man attaches himself to woman not to enjoy her, but to enjoy himself. De Beauvoir points out the often self-centered nature of men's relationships with women, focusing on their own satisfaction. This quote criticizes the tendency of men to use relationships as a means to an end, neglecting the needs and autonomy of women. Today, it serves as a call to recognize and respect the individuality and agency of women in relationships. No one is more arrogant toward women, more aggressive or scornful, than the man who is anxious about his virility. De Beauvoir's quote addresses the insecurity some men feel about their masculinity, leading to negative behaviors towards women. It critiques the way societal pressures on men to conform to certain masculine ideals can result in toxic attitudes. In contemporary society, this quote highlights the need to challenge and redefine traditional notions of masculinity for healthier gender relations. On the day when it will be possible for woman to love not in her weakness but in her strength, not to escape herself but to find herself, not to abase herself but to assert herself, on that day love will become for her, as for man, a source of life and not of mortal danger. De Beauvoir envisions a future where women can love from a place of strength and self-realization, not subjugation. This quote speaks to the empowerment of women to love as equals, finding fulfillment in their own identities. It resonates with contemporary movements for gender equality, advocating for relationships based on mutual respect and self-affirmation. Man is defined as a human being and a woman as a female. Whenever she behaves as a human being, she is said to imitate the male. This quote highlights the gender biases in society, where women's actions are often viewed in relation to men. It criticizes the notion that women's humanity is measured against male standards, undermining their individuality. In modern times, this quote calls for a reevaluation of gender perceptions, promoting equality and recognition of women's inherent worth. To lose confidence in one's body is to lose confidence in oneself. De Beauvoir emphasizes the strong connection between body image and self-esteem. This quote speaks to the importance of self-acceptance and the impact of societal beauty standards on individuals. Today, it resonates with the ongoing conversation about body positivity and the need to cultivate a healthy self-image. What an odd thing a diary is. The things you omit are more important than those you put in. De Beauvoir reflects on the subjective nature of diaries and the selective memory of individuals. This quote suggests that what we choose not to record or acknowledge reveals more about us than what we openly express. In contemporary society, it highlights the intricacies of personal narratives and the hidden aspects of our lives. One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others, by means of love, friendship, and compassion. This quote by de Beauvoir underscores the interconnectedness of human lives and the importance of empathy. It advocates for a life enriched by caring for others, suggesting that our worth is tied to our ability to contribute positively to others' lives. In today's world, this message is a call to foster compassion and build a society where every individual's life is valued. All oppression creates a state of war, and this is no exception. De Beauvoir's quote reflects on the inherent conflict generated by oppression in any form. It suggests that oppression, by denying equality, inevitably leads to a struggle for liberation. In contemporary society, it emphasizes the need for constant vigilance against forms of oppression and the pursuit of justice. I tore myself away from the safe comfort of certainties through my love for truth, and truth rewarded me. This quote encapsulates de Beauvoir's journey towards embracing the complexities of life over the comfort of certainties. It highlights her commitment to seeking truth, even at the cost of personal comfort. In the modern context, it serves as an inspiration to pursue authenticity and intellectual courage in a world often dominated by superficial certainties. Representation of the world, like the world itself, is the work of men. They describe it from their own point of view, which they confuse with absolute truth. De Beauvoir critiques the male-dominated perspectives that often shape our understanding of the world. This quote challenges the notion that one perspective, often male, can be the definitive representation of reality. It encourages a more inclusive approach to understanding and representing the world, recognizing the diversity of experiences and perspectives. Few tasks are more like the torture of Sisyphus than housework. With its endless repetition, the clean becomes soiled, the soiled is made clean, over and over, day after day. This quote vividly describes the monotonous and repetitive nature of housework, likening it to the myth of Sisyphus. It highlights the often unrecognized labor involved in maintaining a household and the cyclicality of such work. In today's context, it calls attention to the undervalued nature of domestic work and the need for its recognition and equitable distribution. I was made for another planet altogether. I mistook the way. This quote encapsulates de Beauvoir's feeling of alienation and her sense of not belonging to the conventional world. It conveys a profound sense of being different and the struggle to find one's place. In today's diverse society, it resonates with many who feel out of place, encouraging them to embrace their unique paths. The body is not a thing, it is a situation. It is our grasp on the world and our sketch of our project. De Beauvoir presents the body as an active, lived experience rather than a passive object. This quote underscores the body's role in shaping our interaction with the world and manifesting our intentions. It challenges us to see our bodies as dynamic instruments of our agency in contemporary life. If you live long enough, you'll see that every victory turns into a defeat. This quote reflects de Beauvoir's existentialist view on the transient nature of success and achievements. It suggests that triumphs are often fleeting and that life's true value lies beyond superficial victories. In the modern world, it serves as a reminder to seek deeper meaning and fulfillment beyond momentary successes. If the feminine issue is so absurd, it's because the male's arrogance made it. A discussion. De Beauvoir critiques the patriarchal society's view of femininity as a problem or issue to be debated. This quote highlights the absurdity of how gender roles are constructed and debated in society. It resonates in today's world by challenging the ongoing gender discourse and advocating for a more equitable society. Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future, act now, without delay. De Beauvoir encourages immediate action and self-directed change, emphasizing the urgency of living authentically. This quote underscores the power of personal agency in transforming one's life. It inspires modern individuals to seize the moment and take control of their destiny, without waiting for external circumstances. I wish that every human life might be pure, transparent freedom. De Beauvoir expresses a profound desire for unbridled freedom and authenticity in human existence. This quote captures her vision of an ideal world where every individual lives freely and authentically. In contemporary society, it serves as a call to action for greater autonomy and liberation in our lives. Two separate beings, in different circumstances, face to face in freedom and seeking justification of their existence through one another, will always live an adventure full of risk and promise. This quote from de Beauvoir speaks to the dynamic interplay of relationships and personal identity. It reflects the complexity and uncertainty inherent in human connections and self-discovery. Today, it resonates as a reminder of the adventurous and unpredictable nature of life's journeys and relationships. My life was hurrying, racing tragically toward its end. And yet at the same time it was dripping so slowly, so very slowly now, hour by hour, minute by minute. One always has to wait until the sugar melts, the memory dies, the wound scars over, the sun sets, the unhappiness lifts and fades away. This quote encapsulates the paradoxical nature of time perception, as experienced by Simone de Beauvoir. It reflects the dual sensations of life's fleetingness and the dragging moments of waiting and healing. In our fast-paced world, it serves as a reminder to be present and patient, recognizing the varied rhythms of life's experiences. Fathers never have exactly the daughters they want because they invent a notion of them that the daughters have to conform to. De Beauvoir challenges the societal expectations and roles imposed on daughters by their fathers. This quote questions the traditional notions of familial roles and the pressures of conformity. It resonates today as a call for autonomy and individuality in family dynamics, encouraging daughters to define themselves beyond parental expectations. Appreciation for joining our journey.